Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 9 of season 48. Today we have a matchup against LOZZ. We have never fought these guys before, so this is a first time. We have a very interesting team today. Anti-Venom coming back to war. He is freshly rank 5 along with Lady Deathstrike and the King coming back to war. I wanted to bring Deathless King Groot, but unfortunately he was not released in time, so we got to stick with OG. Anyways, first up we have a Hazard Shift Absman on Node 9. I was originally assigned Void for all of these Anti-Venom fights. However, most of them were Hazard Shift, well 2 out of the 3 were Hazard Shift, and I really didn't want to play around the Poison debuff here. So I had the option of taking Anti-Venom to rank 5, I had the Cats available, and I figured it was long overdue here. So he is immune to both Incinerate and Poison. That effectively makes this like a nothing fight. We are finishing our combos in light attacks in order to apply all 4 Spectre debuffs, and then we're spamming special ones in order to apply the Petrify. So the bulk of our damage in this fight is going to come from heal reversal against Absman, because once we get him down a little ways, the healing is going to be even stronger and he's going to die a lot quicker. So other than that, I'm just trying to play like trying to take as little burst damage as possible. Remember that we have kind of given up on the season more or less, so I really didn't want to be using potions. If I got him down, or if I lost like half my health, I'd probably pot up a little bit, but I really didn't want to do so. So we're trying to avoid taking blocked hits from the special one. We're Incinerate immune, so we can afford to take some blocked hits while he's refined in Magma. Failing is unblockable, that's great, and we finished this fight with almost full health, which is great. Alright, moving on, we have a Weapon X here on Node 18. We're going to use Deathstrike here. Deathstrike I swapped in for Nimrod, mostly because she has a great synergy with Anti-Venom. Probably his best overall synergy, I would say. So she is not Incinerate immune, so we have to spend the entirety of the Incinerate phase here just repeatedly parrying Weapon X, and then we can safely attack into him during the Poison phase. This person is running ouchies, so that's making our lives a lot easier, especially with the heal block coming into play as well. And then once he goes Berserk here, since the heal block is active, he's unable to activate his Unblockable and his Unstoppable. And then when he switches back into Incinerate like he just did, we can safely go back to parrying him. Dodging this heavy in the corner is easy, no worries there. And as soon as this switches over to Poison, we can full combo, reapply that heal block, and go right into the special 2. We are in Ferocity here, so our damage is moving up. And then one more combo, I think, into... Oh, no striker necessary. Alright, up on Section 2, we have a Nimrod on 21. This is a very long fight because there is a lot of glancing in play here. I used King Groot here because he's bleed immune, and because the Furies will still give us a little bit of a damage increase even if we don't get our crits. We're going to be sticking to the Special 2 in this fight because it does triple damage versus robots, and you'll see some of that health chunk away here. Have sped up the fight because again it's just a long fight. There's nothing really special going on here. I think I mess up a couple times in here just playing a little bit too loosely. In my AQ path, I run a path where there's Unstoppable in play, and I know that I can parry the Unstoppable Colossus and like sneak 2 light attacks in before the stun wears off. So I try to do that I think twice in here, obviously forgetting that Limber is a thing and I get punished. But we're going to heal up. We're never really in any danger of dying here, and this is our only King Groot fight, so we can get through it. As long as we can get through it, it'll be fine. Yeah, as you can see, we're about a minute and a half in. He's almost dead. One more nice special 2 here is going to pretty much do the trick for us here. If we can sneak it in before the Furies expire. Unfortunately not, but we still do a nice chunk of damage. And as soon as we bait out this last special 2, pretty much one more combo into a striker is going to do it. I was trying up to that point to avoid having him hit into me when I was healing because he turns that regen buff into shock, as you saw. And down he goes, easy peasy. Alright, next up we have a RINTRAH here on 30. There's nothing going on here with the nodes. This is just a straight up fight. This is not a very good matchup for Anti-Venom because unlike other science champs, he is not buff immune and is therefore still subject to the neutralize from RINTRAH, and also he will still feed RINTRAH's power gain. So yeah, we're just trying to play this more or less straight up. I do mess up a couple times in here. I think I triggered the Unstoppable once. But you're going to see in this fight like just how tanky Anti-Venom is, because even, you know, taking a bunch of hits, taking a bunch of blocked hits, the regen is just so powerful. Except when you get critted, and then you don't regen that health. But again, sticking to Spectre here, you can argue that 4 decelerates might have been better, but I think that I was more concerned with reversing the willpower healing than I was with stopping his unstoppable. I felt like I could reasonably heavy counter his special attacks and keep those like mystical charges in check here. So we're going to special intercept with the special 2. The Lady Deathstrike synergy gives 50% chance for a debuff to not be consumed by the special 2, so we got a little bit unlucky there. I think 3 of the 4 debuffs were consumed there, so but now our damage is really ramping up a bit. You can see RINTRAH's got crit resistance built in, of course, so our hits aren't critting, but when they do, they're doing a nice amount of damage here. Gonna add a couple more Furies to our total. We are at 6 here, and he's at 15 cow charges, so we can't push him back against the wall. We're going to try and heavy counter the special 1, dump some of those charges. And that, I don't really know what I was doing there. I have no idea why I decided to just parry heavy, and he parried our heavy and punished us for it. So either way, he is back down to 0 charges. So we're going to kind of start the rotation up again here. One more special 2 here. That only gives us 1 Fury because I didn't have enough debuffs up on him. And I think I parried this special 2 for a little bit more defensive power. And yeah, pretty much the fight is over here. So you can see just, you know, how much damage we took during this fight, and we're still sitting at above 90%. The regen is just so strong. One of the reasons why I love using Anti-Venom is he's so safe to use. A nice 14k heavy crit to finish off the fight. Alright, last but certainly not least, we have a Kindred here, a 7-star Kindred on Hazard Shift. Again, Anti-Venom is immune to both Incinerate and Poison, so this is basically just a stun-immune Kindred fight. This person is running the Physical Resistance stat focus, so I'm feeling like they probably expect like a Red Hulk here, perhaps, or at least some sort of Science Champ anyways. I remember, let's see, I did this fight last night. I remember Kindred being uninterested in throwing any of his special attacks until like the Nightmare Outbreak is about to trigger. So we're above 40 charges, we've triggered the Outbreak, and now we've got degens on us. Then he decides to throw the special 2, so now we basically have to just chill and back off. Hopefully Kindred does the same, and we can wait out the Outbreak and kind of like restart our rotation. And I remember him being much more cooperative in the second like round of Nightmare Outbreak here. Again, we are sticking with the Spectre debuffs because when he triggers Outbreak, his regen triggers, but then we're going to consume most of them, I think, with a big special 2 here. And you're going to see something really interesting happen at the end of the fight. So I switched to Disorients at some point in this fight after this special 2, and we apply, I think, 2 Disorients to Kindred, and what that actually does is give us a chance to prevent his root from triggering at the end of the fight, and that ends up exactly what's happening. So we've got 2 Spectres. We're going to end up applying a second Disorient here right now. So now we have a decent chance between the 2 debuffs and our combo, which feeds the potency of those debuffs. We have a decent chance to stop the root completely. We have done a really good job of punishing specials and kind of keeping the nightmare charges paused, and you can see he just dies. No root, no worries. All right, we did go on to actually win this war. That was a nice thing to see after a few losses in a row. 5 kills for me, 0 deaths, and our record in the season has improved to 3-6. It was nice to get a win one way or another, so a little bit of extra loyalty for me anyways. So folks, if you enjoyed this one, let me know by hitting that like button, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.